Hello, how are you guys? Welcome to Management Guide by Sadaf Minhaj, and today we are going to discuss the second language skill, that is reading. We have discussed learning in my prayer session, and now we are discussing reading skill. But basically, reading skill is its importance, and we will discuss its type. Today in my this session I will discuss briefly in its first type, that is skimming. In my further lectures we will discuss the further types of reading. Now come towards our topic. What basically reading is, or reading skill is. Reading skill is the ability to understand the meaning of the text written. For example, if a paragraph is written in English, I can read it and understand it. So it will be a proper reading. But for example, many times it happens that we are given a paragraph that is written in language which is similar to each another. For example, English, Scott, Dutch, French. These all languages uses the same alphabet. For example, A, B, C, D, these kind of alphabets. I can read English as well as French as well as Dutch. But what is difference between these languages for me is that if I will read a paragraph that is in English, I can interpret its meaning and understand what is the message in the paragraph. On the other way, I can also read the paragraph written in French or Scott, because there are similar alphabets. Since I know how to pronounce A, B and C and D, so I can read those paragraphs also. But the problem here is that I won't be able to understand the meaning of that paragraph written in Scottish language or Dutch language. Similarly, I am an Urdu speaking person, and the languages like Urdu, Arabic and Persian all are written in the similar modes or similar ways. So I can understand, I can read Urdu language and understand its meaning. But on the other way or other hand, if I read Arabic or I read a Persian, I can surely read the paragraph. I can understand little bit, because there are similar words, some words that are similar in Arabic, Urdu and Persian, but I cannot properly interpret its meaning as I interpret in Urdu. So it won't be a proper reading. So a reading skill is basically an ability to read the written text with complete understanding. Now reading is a very important skill. How? We will discuss it. Reading is important. Why? It develops your mind. It grows and expands your mind, because whenever we read a paragraph or literature or a book, we gain knowledge from it. So our knowledge expands, our mind grows. Secondly, whenever we read any book, a magazine, even a newspaper, something new enters in our mind. Any information, rather it about cosmetics, rather it is about motor industries or anything, but something new enters in our mind. Thirdly, it develops creativity, imagination. It enters new ideas in our mind. For example, we are living in Asian society, and we have so much knowledge about our society, and we don't know the cultures, the norms in the African society or European society. And when we write or whenever we come across literature from this side of the world, we come to know about many new ideas, new cultures. So it enhances our creativity and imagination. One and the very important benefit of reading is that it enhances the concentration and focusing on anything for the longer time period. It is a very common habit of human that when we are discussing or doing any work, we are tending to change our work as soon as possible, because we cannot stay still at a place for a long time. It's a human nature. But reading is an ability. A good reader is a person who concentrates on each and every word written in a literature. So it improves the ability of a person to concentrate or focus on anything, any topic, any part of work for a long time. So simply we can say that it helps the person to enhance or improve its concentration or focusing on a particular thing for a longer time. Again, I will say that reading ability improves your knowledge, your vocabulary. Every day when you read much more new things, new books, new literatures, new magazines, new newspapers, every day one or two vocabularies enter in your mind dictionary, and in the end you don't know, even you don't realize, after a few months or few years you will see that you have a very huge amount of vocabulary in your mind, your backup, you don't even realize it. So then you have a good ability of creativity, you have much knowledge, and again you have you have a good amount of vocabulary in your backup or your mind, so you become a good writer. Your writing skills enhances with good reading. If you are a good reader, what will happen? You will obviously become a good writer. So from here we can say that reading skill is really very important in business communication. A good reader become a good writer also. Okay ji, today we are going to discuss main types of the reading skills. There are basically 4 types of reading skills. Number 1, skimming. Number 2, scanning. Number 3, intensive reading. And number 2, extensive reading. Today we will discuss only the first part of the reading skills, that is skimming skill. What is skimming skill? Skimming skill is the skill to digest the main idea or the main theme of the content given to you, or simply I will say that it just represents the central idea. For example, a person who has not much time to concentrate or to read one by one or each word or all the lines of the paragraph, he will just go through the process of skimming, just pick out the important information, gist or central idea of the material which is provided to him. It is just a quick reading without going into the details of each and everything. What is the benefit of skimming? Skimming, the number one important benefit of skimming is that it saves your time. In few time or less time, you just get you just pick up the overview of the topic that you are going to read, or the literature which is given to you. Simply we can explain this in a simple example. For example, you go for a window shopping. In a window shopping, you are not searching for a particular thing. You just go through the market and just see if anything you want to buy, or something that is important for you. Just you pick up without any proper planning or programming, or just enjoy the marketing without purchasing anything. So I can simply say that skimming is a process that is used to quickly gather the most important information or the central idea or the gist of the total material that is provided to you. For example, a newspaper reading at the breakfast table. For example, if you are in a hurry in the morning, you have just 5 to 7 minutes to finish up with your breakfast, and meanwhile you also just put your eyes towards the newspaper to pick up the very important information just at a glance. What can be this information? This information may be about the weather forecast. it can be about any particular policy that has been recently announced by the government, especially which is related to your field, or it may be any kind of the route change or traffic change from the to the towards the route you are going to follow. So this kind of main information you pick up from the newspaper, not going to the details of the information. Similarly, when you pick up a magazine for skimming, yes, you go through the main important topics or the issues that has been discussed in the magazine. Not all. There is a simple technique to follow a skimming process. Skimming is not an easy task, and if you are good at skimming, you can be a good in literature reading as well as literature writing. Skimming is a process in which you have to gather important information without wasting your time. How can you do this? For example, if you are giving a very long literature about 5 to 7 or 8 paragraphs, and you have not much time, but you have to pick the main idea, what will you do? First of all, always keep in your mind the title of the paragraph is very important. Not only the paragraph, whole topic. If you are going to start your literature reading, first of all focus on the title. Second thing that is very important are the headings and the subheadings. Many times you only pick up the main headings and subheadings, and by reading those headings and subheadings you get the whole idea what is going to be written inside the paragraph. Secondly, illustrations and the captions are very important. Thirdly, if you have not much time, you can just focus your eyes towards the important dates, days, person, places. It will also help you to keep in your mind the whole process or whole information given in the paragraph. Thirdly, always focus on the first paragraph of the whole literature and the last paragraph. Why? Because the first paragraph is the introductory paragraph from which you get the main thought that will be going to be discussed in rest of the paragraph. Then the last paragraph will give you the conclusion of the whole literature. So in the short time period you can just skip over the middle paragraphs or just pick the important pictures or captions, dates or something important that your eyes directly see, and just focus on the first and the last paragraph, so you can get central idea or the main idea of the paragraph. One thing more, when you are this, I told you about the whole literature, whole 3, 4, 5 or 7 page literature given to you. At that time you will focus on the first paragraph and the last paragraph. But if you want to read paragraphs, or you are given on 3, 4 or less paragraph, and now I am telling you the way or the technique to read a paragraph. For example, you want to touch all the paragraphs. So what will the process? The process will be like this, that topic sentence of each paragraph will be important. What is topic sentence? First 2 sentences or first 1 sentence of every paragraph will be again an introductory sentence. If you will focus on the first line of the paragraph, it will give you some idea about the rest of the information in the paragraph. Similarly, just like conclusion paragraph, conclusion line or the last line of the paragraph will be also very important. So if you don't want to read the whole paragraph, what will you do? You will focus on the first sentence, on the last sentence. Similarly, if you don't want to read the whole literature, what will you do? You will focus on the first paragraph and the last paragraph, and meanwhile the remaining the paragraphs in the middle you will just go through quickly but only focusing your eyes on some important dates or days or person name or this type of information. So in this way you can do skimming. Skimming is a very important reading skill. With the help of skimming you can become a very good reader, and it will help you to gain more knowledge in less time. So this is all from my today's lecture. Today we have discussed about what is reading, importance of reading, and first type of reading, that is skimming. Hope you will understand my lecture. If you like my lecture, please subscribe my channel, share my link and like it. Thanks for watching.